Hi Virgos, if you want to come on in, have a seat for some symbolic support. Here's your ink blot made in your name and essence. If you want to take a screenshot, so you can scry on your own terms for shapes and symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. My name is Steph. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for those who like, share, and subscribe. Virgos will scry your ink, add on tarot and oracle. Spirit box here is kicking for any audio additions that may inspire our interconnected nature.
Winter solstice.
Oh, there you go. Virgos, thank you so much for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights and allowing me to be a guest in your aura. I'm going to take a moment here if you'd like to join me to close the eyes, cleansing the palette of perception, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Virgos, I'm on stilts, but these stilts have a lot of rungs for me to climb higher and higher and higher. Right in here. There's those stilts. I also am getting like Two of Wand vibes, so whatever that may mean to you. If you're new to me, please follow your own intuition first versus listening to my yammerings. And I kind of like, look how much you've grown, Virgos. Wow, the earth is like rising up with you. So you know what, how I'm seeing it is if like you're walking on stilts, and say like if your feet were climbing the rungs and then there would be more space as you're walking on the earth, I feel like the earth is coming up with you. So you're something about stability, but it's almost like look down and the earth has come up with you. So there's really no more space. Yeah. No more, the stability is rising with you. Okay, that I'm going to say it that way. Oh, I feel happy in here. I feel happy. There is a little opportunity. And when I say little, it's just because I'm seeing it kind of reaching out to one of the rungs. It's around your cheek to temple area. Right there. And it's almost like whenever you reach this part, it's actually already there. The rung is already there. It's when you decide to kind of step into it. Maybe you do connect with dead people. Maybe you see dead people. Or even just come across parts of you in your psychology or amongst your senses. You're like, oh, that's not how it is anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Sorry, I always have like ink and stuff. That's fine. It's like listening to that intellect and intuition, of course, with the bridge of imagination that brings it in. But there's something up here specifically. Like I feel everything's tied in to about here. And I'm moving from head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Maybe something about the body, maybe something about the skeleton. No, it's not posturing. Okay, stability. It's bringing me right back down to the root chakra, but then the stilts go down. Some might feel like they're in mud where they have to like lift these stilts out. And I'm seeing like one of those creepy tall men, kind of like nightmarish creatures. Could be subconscious, could be a fear, something something from a past life. But then there's this other rabbit hole, Virgos, if I may, that I'm going to travel down where other Virgos are working with it to their advantage, realizing their stilt space, which might be wobbly, the earth has risen. You're like, oh, I can use all this mud, which isn't mud. It becomes like earth, and I can just walk there, and I feel very stable. But you're actually elevated. Does that make sense? I feel like that's wildly abstract, but if you're willing to wander there, like an aura astronaut. Something also about TMJ or teeth clenching if you've been bracing, especially if you're not feeling great, Virgos, in the body, in the spine. And it's almost like I can see the spine go all the way down.
Sarah.
Maybe the name Sarah means something to you, or there's a spirit named Sarah, or your name is Sarah. Yeah, even like I am a teeth clencher, I admit, but it's like really, as soon as I like activated the awareness, it became really pertinent. Something in the mind, because I'm seeing little, like, at least when I was young, I don't know if it still exists, those little like green tanks, army people. And they're so small. They're like way, way, way in there. It's something in the mind. Okay, so they're like tanks with the energy or person's head sticking out, like just taking a look around, not submarine style. This is tank style. Okay, but I still feel very happy. I still feel very happy. Maybe I'm not at war anymore with my body. There might be some Virgos that feel like their physical form is working against them. I don't know if that's the right term, but there's something about changing my perception, changing my relationship and resonance with the body, because I'm heightening, I'm elevating. And it's almost like in order to affect the physical denser, it's got to start up in the higher words I speak, thoughts I think. In which direction do I want to go with it? And then other Virgos, you have figured this out. But I feel like everyone's at different rungs. So I'm really polarizing this in one way or another. But it makes me feel like there's like a million little points. Okay, we get it. All right. I'm going to continue on. Okay, so there's a spirit energy coming forward. It looks like a big eye. I could say cycloptic, but it doesn't feel like a cyclops. Like right here. And it kind of looks like a magnifying glass. But say this whole eyeball is a head. And there's...
It's what we want.
It feels like feminine energy because I'm seeing it as a dress. But it could also be male energy in... some sort of like priests and different people, that looks like they're wearing a dress, or like monks, but they're not wearing a garb, whatever the case may be. Anyway, so they're working on this spine or staff, and they're like in it really, really close, like. And I want to know, it's not, I just heard, but where did it go wrong? And I'm like, that's where, no, I don't want to think that way. Okay, so I am also seeing a chef with one of those chef's hat. I'm going to say old school because I don't know if they still exist, but they're like tall and they got the fluffy thing on top. And they're looking down as well. There's some sort of recipe happening. Like what can I cook up with these ingredients of what's in front of me right now, Virgos, whether this is on an individual level of what you might be going through to, of course, reaching out. This might be how you're perceiving or receiving the collective, and you're seeing like the root unstable. I think we are like July 10th. We're July 10th, 2023. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's always this reflection and being mindful with that magnifying glass, like what you're zooming into, like what rung of reality, which layer of reality, and you're resonating in. But I also feel like some Virgos are trying to heal. I'm going to pop out or go within the Virgo aura and see how it's reflecting out. And it's like different Virgos are working on different layers of reality to help the collective. But there's something about being mindful that what's reflected back is actually being transmuted and released versus holding it or just like going through a drain, because that could also be draining your energy in helping the collective and not flushing it out fully. Does that make sense? Hopefully, because there's something about one big eyeball. Maybe you have eyes on one thing or person, but I want to cook something with that chef. I want to cook something up, and I want to help myself, help others. Jerry Maguire, help me, help you, help me, help you. How does one do that? It got to be individualized. Okay, so I'm also seeing two characters. They are back to back. They have noses and a chin is very prominent. And they're holding these staff spines. I feel very protective over something. It's almost like in some respects, I feel as though it's like having security guards that don't let anything through. So again, some Virgos in the collective might be working within oneself or externally, and all these energies are coming in. Got to remember to flush the toilet, put the seat down, close it off. And others are completely blocked to it. But I feel like they're both reflective of different ways of working in those layers of reality, and even love, self-love, self-care, out to the collective, how I interact. Because it's like my hermit is dual. My spiritual protection are back to back. Like I'm not even trusting something, right? We're back to back. Got my 6? Yes. But then I'm also dually strong. Like, do you see what I'm saying, Virgos? Like this is, when I zoom out to it, it feels very, very balanced.
Who are they?
And then when I come in individually, because I'm not a Virgo, so just as a guest here in your aura, it's like, wow, there's so many layers and rungs of this.
Watch.
It's quite fascinating, because now another like floating eyeballs coming in. You're attracting people. It's almost like, if for some that resonate with being closed off or protective, it attracts more. Like there's mystery afoot. Ooh, right? Like a murder mystery of what happened, and what happened at this dinner table, or at this, whatever the case may be, to the world, to a point in time you can point out, or different points in time with all those rungs, and going very reflective. And it's like bringing your hermit light into each and every one of them, because I'm climbing in through and like cleaning up. And all these people like come in like mechanic style, but there's eyes on you, like this mystery that you want to solve. And then I come back to the middle, and it's just like, yeah, I'm doing my thing. What else am I seeing there? Sorry, Virgos, give me 2 moments here, because there's something else stepping forward, but I'm not. I don't know if they're driving something. Like they've got their knees bent. I don't know what it is, but they're in like an egg. Oh, okay. So on one hand, it could be like I'm seeing that movie that I've never seen, but
Greetings.
Greetings. Hello. My Friendly Giant or something like that. He's like leaning over. It's like I'm in the optical, and then if you're like the big eye, and then you follow that little stem thing,
sure.
like if you plucked an eyeball out and you're like, it's got the little string. That string leads me to this my giant. And now the my giant, for whatever symbol that may mean to somebody, or just a different aspect of your own energy, is looking through that eye. That's highly abstract, but nonetheless, it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to start adding on some Tarot and Oracle. We're here for Virgo. Thank you so much for joining me. Like, share, subscribe. Links below to help a gal grow if you want to request your own, or donate through Buy Me a Coffee or PayPal. Warm my haunted heart. Thank you to all those who do and step forward. Truly, truly, sincerely. Okay, I'm seeing a witch. Yeah, it's a witch. And there's a man in front of her. Witch being in the female energy, so I'm not sure. The male's giving me poltergeisty vibes or Pope vibes. I feel like I'm punishing something. Feel a little pissed off. Restraint. Thank you. So I'm going to pause. Hopefully I can find my way back to that thought. So also, like, there's the my giant that's leaning into this optical eye to see through the eye. And then the ink transformed on me and I was focusing on the eye, but I saw this as an eagle beak or hawk beak, really, to be honest with you. And then there it is there. Somebody's gift also might be heightening of perception to perspective. So when I wander back, thank you, into where I'm a little pissed off, where there's the witch and there's the Pope / poltergeist / something or other, because there's the hat. Okay, so when I'm a little pissy, now maybe this is in regards to the past, a past life, to archetype stepping forward in regards to relationships, marriages, friendships, whatever the case may be. But I feel a little pissy nonetheless. But Spirit steps forward to say, showing a little bit of restraint. I'm seeing a crescent moon behind it. So it could be something in the spiritual world or something that did happen in a past life, but it's being carried out through here and now in different people.
Spirits are here.
Different characters. They are here. They're here now in the Virgo collective in one way, shape, or form if you're resonating. Wizard of Awareness. Okay, so there's that Pope person or poltergeist. Maybe it is a wizard and a witch. But I don't know. She's got like his hand in him, like, yeah, she's not happy about it. She's not happy about it. Stormfields, yeah. Restraint in doling out. What's that word I'm hearing? Restraint for evaluating the repercussions that will come from that. Does that make sense? Okay, so I'm also seeing one of those motorcycles, but they have like the really long front. Is it a chopper? Possibly a chopper. Okay, yeah. Woo. Anyway, I'm seeing a motorcycle. Command is coming through. Give me 2 moments. I'm seeing elevator doors. I'm seeing a broken down sign. You know, like if I was at a beach and like old wooden sign, it would be like, you know, boho chic, but I feel like this has been there for a long, long time. So it's not new, antiqued, it's old. And it'd be like the beach is this way, like old pieces of wood with paint written on them. Elevator doors, that's weird, eh? Okay. Maybe
Mother.
Mother? Oh, your mother might be in spirit? Yeah, your mother might be in spirit. Upheaval. If you do have a mother in spirit, maybe you didn't leave on great terms, or simply her passing upheaved your stability. Do you know, or a sense of even the heart stability, right? Somebody also might have like heart palpitations. Okay, nonetheless. I have here command and refreshment. If any of those cards mean anything to you, please follow your own intuition versus my yammerings. I have transformation and honesty. Virgos, this is deep. I feel like in this whole expression of like even the ladders and the eyes on you, could be your mother's eyes, family's eyes, past, like you, it's almost like you have many mothers, because this is how many layers of reality, layers of love you have going, or even like you're working on a collective level. But with the Wizard of Awareness, it's all, and having some sort of restraint. Maybe this is even within the self of the male and female energies or archetypes within the self, and having restraint to not punish thyself, right? And what is that like saying? Do not judge for, anyway, when you judge somebody, including of your When you judge somebody or somebody else externally, you walk with them into the mirrors. So there's something about, I don't know, like, look at all those spirals as well. You might have karmic ties with this male, past life, again, it's coming through. You have higher perspective, but it's almost like I want to say showing restraint to reciprocate in a punishment because it's going to come back. And now I'm seeing the roadrunner and just walk on by. So you don't step back into the cycle, but you might need to command.
Sing.
Yeah, it's not very good, but I do sing. You might need to command this within the self first to not be enticed to dole out, justice style. Do you know what I'm saying? Because there's something refreshing coming through because you show this restraint. Because as you're reaching up and there we go. And the earth comes up with you. So even though the stilts are like this tall, the earth is up here already with you. So you're so tall, but yet I kind of feel like someone thinks that they're short. And maybe you are short. Maybe you're also very tall. I wish I was a little bit taller. Whatever the wishes are. But everything is working with you, especially the earth element, if that is helpful right now. But I don't know if it comes through. As so much on the sepia, as we worked with sepia this month, there's so much spirit around you paying attention. So you might be working through family karma or karmic lines of many lives and many mothers. You also could be a mother of many, and then working with a team of all those mother energies that are here to help you. They're all in their own wits and way trying to help you truly transform. And something about an ultimate honesty about the holistic nature of the Virgo collective, because it floods out into the collective. And maybe this is more of a collective aura. The many mothers of Virgo. That should be a club. That should be a club. Something about children as well. Somebody might have had a child that passed, miscarriage, or you can be male or female in the parental position. Yeah, Rose. Somebody could be a name, but I'm seeing the child passing, and I go. And I mourn. I'm seeing a globe as well. Okay, that's that collective feeling, Virgos. The collective massivity of you showing restraint sometimes, blatantly showing restraint in some ways that you may want to react to the collective. If somebody did lose a child, small spirit, they could be from the age of 0 to 9, 10-ish, maybe 9. They are working with you, and they are with God, for lack of a better term. And I only say that because depending on what you believe in, please follow that. But it's like they dance around you in your shadows. And the shadow's always there, right? The shadow's always there. It's only when we turn the light on that the shadow is revealed. Okay. Dancer of lies. Yep. Restraint. If anything has come through that you're
stupid,
your own male aspect or another male of this relationship where you've shown restraint on, or it didn't go well, maybe. Okay, so sorry, I'm trying to find a nice way to say that. Like, not self-punishing and saying, oh my goodness, I was so stupid. And then also not applying the restraint to say, I'm not going to apply that harshness outwardly, like a spell of my linguistics. I'm going to transmute and transform the energy. Be honest with myself. Yes, I'm going to be honest, but I'm not going to be damaging. I'm not going to be damaging. Does that make sense, Virgos? Something was up with the man. Somebody may have lost a child and a mother, and my condolences. But Virgos, all in all, there's just a lot of help with you. Does that, I feel supported, but I also kind of feel like If you are going something through with the body, some sort of healing, health oriented, like maybe you're fearing surgery, like there's a lot of doctors looking at you, something along that lines as well. Okay, Virgos, I'm going to leave this here as I've hammered on a little too long. I will see you later on in the month. We'll flip this ink blot for more perspective possibilities. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, thank you.